Hey, what's up, heteros and homos? My name is Tommy Green. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and you are watching me, Tommy Green. So you guys are probably wondering, what is this gigantic pile of stuff behind me? And I will tell you, this gigantic pile of stuff is my artwork that I have done.
I'm an artist.
Here's a fun fact about me. I am at university right now and I am studying my Bachelor of Fine Arts. Most of the artwork behind me I do for university assignments. I get the assignment, I do the piece, I then fumble my way through the critique, having a panic attack because I absolutely hate talking in front of people. I do not like it. And it's just awkward. I just don't like talking in front of people. People are scary. Since I haven't posted in a while, I have made a decision to step out of my comfort zone and to show you guys my artwork. This is my first sketchbook. Very classic, very black, very nice. I was obsessed. I wouldn't say obsessed, but I liked anime. So I dedicated the sketchbook to my anime drawings, 2013 and 2014 by Tommy Green. I also wrote my name in Japanese. I think it's wrong, but that's what Google Translate said it was anyways. So yeah. Stunning! It's not the best, but like at the time, I thought it was amazing. And then here's a close-up. And then here's another one. Another one. Oh, this is another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. They don't get any better. Early years of my artwork is atrocious. But looking back on it and looking at the art I create now is honestly mind-blowing that I went from this to what I'm going to show you in a couple minutes. My first drawing using black Prismacolor. It was a little headphone guy. So yeah, another couple. I guess they're okay. For what it was okay. This is painful for me. Some more. You get like 2 seconds of this. This is not... Okay, so that's that done. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, okay, here's where I got a little bit better. This was June 26th, 2014. Ta-da! That one's a little better. Okay, and that's where I stopped. So I rewatched like the whole Madagascar trilogy in 2015 and I was inspired to draw all the main characters. I only ended up doing 4 of them. Here's my Alex the lion, my Marty the zebra, Gloria the Gloria. I got my Gloria the hippo, Melman the giraffe. And then I have another random anime sketch in here, which is fine. Oh, there's more hiding. I also followed a Mark Crowley YouTube tutorial and did a bunch of eyes for anime characters because I thought I was gonna make myself an anime comic book at some point. I designed some characters as well following a tutorial, and here we are with no anime book. But if you guys want that, I'll do one. So here's another one. This was done in 2014. We're going backwards, but this was done in 2014. This is of my character that I made called Cobalt, and then my friend's character called Marsha. This was a pencil sketch that I did of a little wooden T-Rex on books with the shadows and stuff like that. I really like it. It was okay. Yeah, this was a color chart that I had to do from like obviously dark, light, your middle tones, XYZ, stuff like that. This is a sketchboard piece that I did. This was a ink drawing, so we get a little teeny tiny square in the middle, And then we kind of got some squares that I've stuck on there, and then you kind of finish the drawing from there and make it your own. So obviously, like, this is the proper ones up in the corners in the middle, and then you kind of draw whatever you want to add on from there. This was a collaborative piece in oils, in oil pastels, of like pipes and stuff. This I did a little bit of fan art of Toothless. You get words and stick it on there. It's not the best, but like, it's okay. This was a watercolor piece that I did. And this is a circle watercolor piece, a mixed media piece that I did. Doesn't that look cool? It's like kind of Star Wars based. Well, it is Star Wars based, but I like it. And then this one is ink and, yeah, this one's ink. So I kind of did like a little kind of like scene. This painting here is a final painting that I had to do for a high school class. I think it was like painting 10, 11, 12. So yeah, this is my dragon. This is my dragon. I think it looked cool. I really like the little like jagged rock thingies. There's no like 3D-ness to it, but it's a start because like I've never like painted before, so it was definitely a learning curve, but here it is. This was another painting that I did. It's like this little kind of like galaxy thing, which looks cool. And then this was another painting that I did. I've never named any of my paintings, but yeah. Kind of funky, kind of abstract. So these pieces I'm going to show you, I completely forgot I had until my mum dragged them out with some of my artwork that I could show. This is my first one. It is a concrete slab with glass mosaic on it, and it's cool. I like it. This one here, I remember what I was going for. This one is a sunset. If you can kind of see, you got like the sun, the yellow for like the sky, and then like the orange and the red, and then you got like the reflection in the water with like the mirror pieces, and then you got like the blue for the sea, and like, doesn't that look like so good? Okay, so my next couple of pieces are stained glass, and I did them in year 12 of my final year of secondary school before I went off to university in the September. So I have a sketchbook with the original sketches in. So this is the sketch for it, and then this is like the sketch and outline for the other one that I based it off of. Yeah, this is the lion, and you can kind of obviously like see through it. So I'm gonna drop it. I'm not gonna drop it. So yeah, this is it. You can kind of like see all the colors behind it better when the light shines through it. So I did this and I was really happy with it, and we got to do another window as well. It was supposed to have a frame on it, the lion, but my cat, the day after I brought it home, after school closed for the year, my cat decided to jump up on my cabinet where it was displayed and knock it on the floor and shatter it into a million pieces. So this is my wolf that I did. Ta-da! Yeah, like this is my wolf that I did, and I really love it. The lion was supposed to be in a frame like this as well, but obviously the frame broke when my cat knocked it on the floor, but here we go. My next couple of things that I want to show are paintings that I've done. This is one of the first pieces that I did in university. We had to pick a tree or a plant-like object that we like. We then had to water down acrylics, throw it on our canvas to kind of get an effect that we wanted. And then we paint in our dark spots of like the outline of the tree, and then the white spots, which is the background and stuff like that. It's kind of cool, kind of unique, kind of abstract. So this here is my Jackson Pollock inspired piece. The kind of brief for it was drip your paint onto the paper, wait for it to dry, obviously do your black first, then your white on top of that, or whatever you wanted to, and then where you got your shapes, you do like little lines and stuff. The assignment for this one was all of the art supplies we have, scribble them on a page and layer them up, build them up. Your goal is to cover the whole page. You can leave a border if you want, which I kind of did, and it was just to see how different art mediums work together. It's messy, but there is a lot going on in it. This piece here is a graffiti piece, and as you can kind of see, there's a lot going on. The whole point of this piece was to have fun and experiment with different mediums, like spray paint and everything like that, just to see what you like. And I actually like the whole spray paint thing. It gives it a really nice effect. I do not like the stencils though for the writing. I would rather just do a piece out of spray paint instead. But I really like this like little pattern bit up here because it looks cool. So this next piece, we got Daddy Shawn Mendes here, and the assignment for this one was we have our squares, we separate them into our different color values from light to dark. Yeah, so these squares on the outside were values 6 to 9. These squares on the inside were values 1 to 5, and this square in the middle was only value 0 to 10. Which 10 being black, 0 being white. And like, I think it actually works really well. Like standing back from it, you can see it. It looks good. Like I'm happy with it. The canvas, I made myself. So we also got to learn how to like construct your own canvas, which is really cool. And I honestly should do a tutorial about that on my YouTube at some point to teach other artists out there how to make your own canvas. This painting here, this is a self-portrait of me using red and blue. It's kind of okay. I like it. Not really, I hate it. These paintings go together. This is a technique called a diptych. With a diptych, you can do two things. You can have one image going through 2 canvases, 3 canvases, 4 canvases, whatever you'd like, or you can just have a separate image and another separate image in a series that go together complemented. So I did dandelions because I honestly couldn't think of anything to do for this assignment, so I very quickly did this painting in 10 minutes. It was 10 minutes. I just did my canvas, I put my colors on, and it was done. This one took me a little bit longer because I wanted to do like the close-up of the dandelions because I thought this was too simple. One of them could be color, one of them could be black and white. So this one was my black and white one. Do I like it? No. Does it do its job? Did it get the assignment done? Yes. Am I going to repurpose these canvases in the future? Probably. But is it a good reminder to me never to leave things to the last minute in art? Absolutely. But do I listen to myself and do I consistently remind myself of this? No. So everyone, this is my color chart. I'm proud of it. I did a good job. So in your kit of colors you get this one, you get a red and a red. You get 2 different types of red. And then you have to mix them together and then you walk out the colors to see how they look. I did the same for the yellow, so these are the 2 yellows you get, you mix them together, you get a medium yellow, you get red medium, and you get blue medium. So you mix them together and then add white to them and then add black to them and stuff like that. Okay, now that that one's done, I'm going to show you my other ones. We were also tasked with doing complementary colors as well. So this is my red blue plus my yellow green, and then you get these disgusting oranges up here. And then so on and so on and so on, and you mix all of them together because you have 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So you've got your 9 different types. And then I have to do the same for green. So we do the same for green as well, with our 9 different types of green. So this is purple. And these are the extra colors that you get. So you get yellow ochre, burnt sienna, Van Dyke brown, Viveranda green hue, sap green hue, and then Prussian blue hue. So you obviously walk them out the same way. And then, here's the fun part. I had to do complementary colors! Yay! Ta-da! And these are the complementary colors. So I have my red blue, and then you match it with your 9 different types of green, and then your red yellow, and your red medium, your yellow, your 9 different types of purple, and so on and so on and so on. So you can get all your complementary colors next to each other, and these all took so long, and I hated doing them, but I'm proud that I've done them. And then we had another chart we needed to do. We needed to do 50 skin tones. I, on the other hand, did not do 50 skin tones. I did a hell of a lot more. Here's my skin tone color chart that I had to do. So we had to touch on kind of all the different races and do skin tones for those various different races. This is not the best skin tone chart in the world, but it has a vast majority of skin tones that you would see on people, blended with obviously the ones around them on like their body and stuff like that. So yeah, all in all, these skin tones took me a long ass time. Whilst doing the color charts, I had to do a color canvas as well with all my different colors on. So you start with white in the corner and then you finish kind of with the browns at the bottom, and you go all the way through. So I got my red, and then mixing the same red together, it gives you the same red. And then same with the other reds, and then you mix these two together and you kind of fill it out. And you fill it out and it looks cool. So here's my next piece. This is a pop art piece that I did. And if you move it really quickly, it should give you a freaking headache, because it's an optical illusion piece. I'm sorry if that gave you a headache and you clicked off the video, but this is it. It's got, if you go up close, you can see all the colors I've used. So I've used like a thin green line, the blue, the red, the yellow, and then like kind of like an off-white cream color, and it looks really cool. But then when I'm sorry. And then we also got a hand to try oil painting. So this is my little bumblebee that I did on like a little flower, and we only got given black and white oil paint, and I think I did a really good job with my bumblebee, with the softness and the little hairs that it has. Like, I love it. So this is my pop-up piece. You guys have seen this piece in pretty much every single YouTube video that is on my channel, and I love it. Pop art in itself is very controversial, so I did this piece with Batman kissing Robin, and there were lots of homophobic people in my painting class, so I did this piece to basically bring awareness to the fact that, say we lived in the world that had superheroes and you were in danger and you needed to be saved, would you let a gay superhero save you? Or would that be an issue to you? So that's why I did the piece, and it got really good marks. I used a stencil for it to make sure kind of everything was kind of roughly the same, but yeah, I love how it turned out.
I'm an artist.
So the brief for this assignment was to Google an artist that you might like, or just kind of play around on the internet, find some new artists, get some new inspiration for it. And then the assignment for this was to create a piece in their art style. The artist that I chose, he really likes to over accentuate light when light is coming from things. He likes to make it look like things are on fire. I kind of recreated that, and I like it. I think it looks good. This piece is Complementary Colors. So my complementary colors that I chose was red and green. This comes directly after us doing the color charts. So I have my complementary colors here, and then we were allowed to choose one extra color. So I chose blue. So all of this on here is green, and then to make it a darker green, you have to add red to it. So with this painting, to make our colors darker, we had to add the complementary color to it. To make them lighter, we could obviously add like white and stuff like that. But our professor basically said, if you want to make colors darker, make them darker with the complementary color, because it just makes them pop more and doesn't dull them down. So that's what I did. So I got like a nice little like coral reef going on, and little sea anemones. The sea anemones were so hard to do, and I will never paint another sea anemone in my life. But I really like how it turned out. Then this here is the final piece for my painting class. We got two palettes. We got a wooden palette, and then we got another wooden palette. The goal was, after every single art project we do, we put our leftover paint that we haven't used onto this palette. What I did, because I found out that these palettes, once they get soaked with paint, you could rip it off. So I ripped off, you can see that it's got layers to it. So I ripped off the wood with the paint on it, and you can get all these cool effects, and then you hot glue it on there, and then yeah, you kind of see how it looks. But the whole idea with this was just to show to artists that when you do artwork, you need to be mindful in the resources that you are using, because you are using pigments that are really hard to find, and you want to be very sparing with the paint that you use. Considering with what I did, I had some very cheap acrylics that I was using, and then I had some expensive ones as well, so it's a mix of expensive and cheap ones. But it just goes to show that there is a lot of paint on here, and it is a little bit thick in some places from the dry paint that I didn't get to use in one sitting. But the whole point of doing this was to show you as the artist that when you wash your palette, there's so much paint that you could be putting down the drain, which goes into the environment and stuff like that. Because acrylic is a plastic polymer, you are contributing to pollution. That's why when you're an artist, you should be very mindful about washing paints down the sink. These next ones that I'm going to show you are for a drawing class that I had to take. Up until that point, I've done like drawings and stuff, but like I've never like done them. This is my leaves that I did. We got given a picture and we had to draw it. The next one, he set up a still life, so we had to draw the negatives, and then we also had to draw the fabric as well. So we draw like the little shapes, in there. Next one's shading with charcoal, so we have to work on like a lights and a darks, and I personally hate using charcoal, and I will never use it in anything because it's just too freaking messy. And then we got given an apple to draw, so I did an apple. And then our next one, we got given an image we had to try and recreate. It's not the best, but it's the best that I could do with charcoal anyways. This next one is kind of okay. We got given a portrait and was like, do it in charcoal, so I did it. It's okay. Nothing special there. And then this one, I'm really proud of. It's a lion, which led into me doing my lion. And then we got given pastels, so we have to do a pastel piece. This was an intro to studio piece that I did, where it was a pointillism bit. So as you can see, there is so many colors on it. And then as you zoom out, everything should kind of merge together. Like, look at that. This is dedication. And because I already did those color charts, it was kind of easy for me to kind of like mix the colors that I needed to. So, dedication. So this is a piece that I did that's called Succulents. I had to take an intro to studio class for my degree, and just the way everything lined up with my semesters and stuff, I took it 2019, just before it turned 2020. This is it. This is kind of like my hyper-realism kind of thing. The goal of the assignment was like a diptych, but drawn to real life. Like you had to choose an inanimate object and you could draw it to real life. So I did a succulent. I've never been good at like drawing water or like things like hyper-realistic. So this was a challenge for me, and I did this. This here is the final project for my intro to studio. It was a mixed media piece that we had to do. So as you can kind of see, it sparkles because there's glitter in there. That was the mixed media component. And then I also had to use pastels, which I put up top. And then I used paint. And then I also hot glued string onto it to kind of give it like a wooden texture. And the theme for the final project was anthropomorphism. These next pieces you guys have pretty much seen in all my YouTube videos since I have done them. These are my Bob Ross's. The bottom one is following a Bob Ross tutorial, like with the video and stuff. This one is following a Bob Ross tutorial with audio only. And let me tell you, with this one, I got pretty dang close. These are lino prints. Yeah, I put two F's next to each other, and then I got this like cool little design. So yeah, and then I have a bigger piece as well, which I had to do. So then here's the bigger piece. The assignment for this one was obviously like do my print like as I normally would. And then every time you do the print, you move it over and over and over and over just to see how much ink is carried away. It just gets you used to printing. So this is the copper plate for the Medusa. You can kind of see her in there, but obviously the image is reversed and on it. And like, I really like the copper for it, and it looks gorgeous. Especially when it's printed as well, it looks absolutely amazing. So this is my Medusa that I did on a copper plate. I really like how it turned out. So she's kind of got like this like little stone look, and it's called Medusa with a Gemini symbol next to it because Geminis are generally known as snakes. So this is another print that I did for an intro to studio class. This is Panditah, which is Spanish for panda, and this is the lino for it. This is my panda. I have it in black and I have it in like a bamboo green for it, and I think it turned out really cool. I like it. Okay, so these next pieces are when I took print 2. In print media 1, I wasn't supposed to do the copper plates. I wasn't supposed to do my Medusa because that's not what print 1 is for. Print 1 is teaching you lino stuff, but I did lino and the Medusa. This is print 2. So I did a ickle sea turtle on there. We've got little itty bitty sea turtle. Look at how cute that is. So this is the sea turtle when it's printed. So this is with the aquatint on, and aquatint is basically what you put on the copper to get your different shades. So obviously it wasn't done properly and it kind of turned out too dark. I had to fix it. Then I did a print, like a test print with like kind of like a blue shift going through it, and I didn't like that. And then I tried again and my registration sheet crinkled, so we have a crinkle in there. I tried again, didn't like it. And then this here is the final one. This is called Sea Turtle. And yeah, I really like how it turned out. Like, look at that. I also did this. This was a beast that we had to do, so I did a beast. And then the final version is still with my print media professor because of what happened with the crisis that we are still going through right now. So the next piece that I have, it's supposed to be a double plate print, but because of Pandemic Central, I could not do it. So instead, we had to come up with something on our own. This is called Crimson et Oignon, which is French for sour cream and onion. Got the Monopoly man running with all of his money, the little bit of color we were supposed to add to them. So if I hold this piece up to the light, you should kind of be able to see the color kind of come through for what I wanted it to look like when it was double printed. This is my liner print for my lion that I did. I love it. Like, our brief at the time was to include our little pattern in it, so I included my F's in there. And it kind of turns out, you guys are probably looking at it being like,
Where's the lion? I don't see the lion. What lion are you talking about? You're crazy.
But no, there is a lion in there. And 3, 2, 1, ta-da! That's how it turned out. Isn't it beautiful? I framed it. I framed my favorite one. I called it Leo, and it's part of a series that I'm working on called Concrete Jungle, and it is about endangered animals and about how we are only going to be able to see some of these endangered animals in the next 50 years in zoos because humans do not have respect for other animals living on this planet. Like, it has like a really nice gradient to it, if you can see. Like, all the detail with it. So everybody, this is my Marsha P. Johnson painting, and I love it. I think I did her proud. This is my first ever portrait that I've done, and I honestly think I did a really good job, and I think I did her proud. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I guess these guys can get like an honorable mention for like art because I've done them and I keep them and they just look adorable. Like, look at them. Yeah, I guess these guys get an honorable mention because they're kind of art, but not really. Alright, hedges and homos, that there was me showing you guys some of my artwork I have done over the last couple years. I hope you guys did enjoy a little bit of an insight to some of the artwork that I have produced and made and never show people because I'm kind of... Not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared of it. I'm kind of scared of showing people. Alright, hedges and homos, that there was it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys did, please give this video a big thumbs up and also hit that big red subscribe button down below if you guys want to see some more videos from me. If you guys want to follow me on any of my social media, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Tommy_Green19. You can also follow me on TikTok at Tommy_Green, and you can also add me on Snapchat at TommyGreen99 for some more insight into my life. Alright, hedges and homos, I hope you guys have an amazing week. Make sure you guys are staying safe, make sure you guys are washing your hands, and I will see you guys next time when I upload a brand new video. Bye! Now I have to put everything away and remember where it went.